Happy Saturday, everyone. I hope you are well. I had a bit of a slow start to my day this morning. So, yeah, let's continue. Let's continue with lesson two. And I know that I spoke about age ain't nothing but a number yesterday, but one of the things that I wanted to talk about today in relation to that is also the importance of time and how important it is to not waste time. We waste too much time on frivolous and unimportant and just straight up dumb things. It's important to understand that we shouldn't be wasting time in as much as, yes, we are following our own road, we are doing our own thing. But our age really, at the end of the day, is just how we measure the passing of time. So we can use that as a gauge in terms of the things that we want to achieve, also where we want to be, how we want to improve on ourselves. And I think to myself as well, in my 20s, it's so important to be in the mindset of learning. When you're in your 30s, that's the time that you need to be establishing yourself, as also in the 40s. And now in the 50s, it's a different phase of life. So if you think about life seasons, right? You have a spring, summer, then you have an autumn, followed by winter. And time in comparison to our age also moves like that. So it's very important to understand the seasons of our lives in relation to time. Yeah. If you're in your 20s, 30s, even in your 40s, and like myself going into my 50s, it's very important to understand where I'm at when it comes to the concept of time, where I need to be, how I also need to gauge, whether I even have a chance to redeem the time, where I can see that I've lost time by involving myself in things that I shouldn't have been involved in at certain stages. So if you look at the springtime is really that time in your life when it's, let's say, 0 to 25. Okay. That's when you should be spending your time on learning about the world, learning about yourself, gaining as much knowledge as you can, right? This is the springtime, okay? So you're crawling, learning to walk, so that when you get to above 25, you are ready to run towards your destiny and run into the summertime of your life. So yes, it's also the time for you to have fun and make your mistakes. So really, if you want to be wasting time and spending time on silly things, but also using them as a way for you to learn, yeah, then absolutely that's the time that you should be doing it, right? And from 25 to about 50, that's when you are establishing yourself. You should be running, building the things that you have to be building. If you're the type who's interested in marriage, that's the ideal time, because you have taken the time in your springtime to learn about how life works, to build those social connections with other people so that you are able to establish relationships with them. And I mean, that's something that continues throughout life. It doesn't stop. But in the springtime is when you are building your template so that your summer can be in full bloom. Yeah. And when your summer is not working out, that's already telling you that there's something that you were supposed to be doing in your springtime that you didn't do. And there's always definitely a time, a chance for you to redeem your time, but you have to actually acknowledge that by knowing the season that you are supposed to be in. And if you are not in it, looking at the things that you need to correct so that you can redeem the time. And redeeming the time is not about getting time back. It's about compressing the time so that you can do the things that you were supposed to do in a shortest time span. Okay? So if we think about time, that is the only currency that we actually have. That is the only currency that we actually have that you spend and you never get back. Growing up, there was a saying, a lot of our teachers like to say that time lost is never regained. It's true. It can't be regained, but it can definitely be redeemed. But for you to be able to redeem that time, you need to be knowing what season you are in, what you are supposed to be doing in that season, and if you're not doing it, what are the things that you need to correct so you can redeem the time and collapse the time so that you can do those things much faster. Yeah. And then going back into those seasons now after 50, and which is where I'm in. And yeah, I know I messed up a lot in my 20s, but I got the chance to redeem the time. Particularly after 25, I started running. And the thing that I did is, as much as I wasted time in my 20s on silly things that I probably shouldn't have been involved in, is that I was learning. I was a fast learner and still am. Quickly changed my ways so that I can improve and do things much faster. So I was able, after the age of 25, especially after that, I was able to run using the knowledge that I had gained, making those mistakes in, my youth, whatever the case may be. And so now, as I'm stepping into my 50s, now I recognize that, okay, I'm now in my autumn phase, my summer of blooming and flourishing, has come full circle, and I'm in my legacy phase now, where I'm building legacy for my children, my family, thinking about what the inheritance is that I'm leaving behind. How am I developing others where I've seen that, there are mistakes that I have made or things that that could have been done better, particularly, Black and brown people, as I grew up around Soweto and Eldorado Park. What are the things that I feel they could be done better so that the younger generation can get up and run much faster? Don't have to go through the hurdles that I went through. Okay, so I'm now going into that legacy phase of 50, and beyond. I'd say about 50 to 75, because after 75 now you come to your winter season, and winter is really associated with resting, the quiet time, when things actually die, really. And it's important to know that even as a human, that's usually when people, go to rest. Spirit leaves their body and they have to rejoin their maker. And so that is something that I need to prepare for, so that I know that by the time I get to my winter, I should not be trying to get back to all those times, not even to autumn. Yeah, and if I've missed something out in autumn, I must redeem the time so that I can quickly get to those things, because autumn is the time to shed. You'll be shedding friendships that no longer work, relationships that no longer work. You are shedding in the autumn all the things that no longer serve you, so that when you get to your winter, then you are able to rest. And the time to rest is actually also the time to prepare for renewal, right? So renewal in the next generation, your children, your children's children. What are you leaving behind for them as you are preparing to rest? So guys, get in the habit of not wasting time. It's important, yes, to have balance. It's important to have fun and enjoy this life. But at the end of the day, we are here for purpose, for mission, and we need to develop this mental capacity to be clear about what our mission is, because that mission or that vision is going to require us to spend our time appropriately. So stop wasting time on dumb, frivolous things and things that are not going to grow. Have that balance, create your happiness, redeem the time where you have to, where you've made mistakes. But at the end of the day, make sure that you are not wasting time unnecessarily. Okay, that's all from me for today. All the best. I'll see you tomorrow with the next one.